What's up, guys? So you want to see something new, something you haven't seen on YouTube? What's up, guys? Welcome to Jordan and Max. My name is David Jordan, and this is my project. So this is the 2012 King Cobra CX50. We're going to do a quick walk around the bike. Basking is the word. So you want to know why this bike is so important. Why is this bike so important? I'll tell you. This bike right here is made in the U.S., American made, Detroit, Michigan. In 1994, it made its championship debut. In 1994, this bike won its championship debut. It's got 24 plus Loretta Lynn championships. It's got 300 international championships. It's got 500 plus regional championships and over 5,000 local races won. That's why this bike is so important. Just to name drop a few of the biggest racers that actually grew up riding this bike. Names like Ryan Dungey, Eli Tomac, Adam Cincerello, Cooper Webb, Davey Millsaps, and many other of your top riders today. They all grew up riding this bike right here. This is a big part of American motocross culture. So guys, the reason I wanted this bike is not only because of the things I've already told you. It's really been a dream of mine to have this bike for a long time. I remember when I was a kid, and I want to build this bike for my son because I'm hoping he takes up on the hobby, the sport, and has the love for it that I had when I was growing up. And that's why I want to tear this bike down to the bare frame and build a brand new bike out of this bike from the frame up. So anyways, guys, if this is something that you're interested in seeing, it would do the channel a big service if you would hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you can be kept up to date anytime I drop a new video on this. And leave me some messages in the comment, things you would like to see. You know, just talk about the channel and how I'm doing, where we're going with the project. It'd be really appreciated. Alright guys, so far as the frame goes, I don't really like the Ronald McDonald paint scheme they got going on here, the red on the yellow. I don't know if I want to go with the brushed aluminum and maybe heat treat the welds to bring the welds out, or I just want to have it powder coated white or powder coated blue. I haven't figured that out in my mind exactly yet. I got some ideas in my mind about how the graphics and the paint is going to work together. So far as the suspension goes on here, I was thinking about having them sent off and rebuilt, but I think I'm actually going to do that right here in this shot for you guys to see. Tear them all the way apart, get them sanded down back to the bare aluminum, and maybe even do some powder coating and show you how to do powder coating with it. If you look, you can see all the grime. They really need to be rebuilt. They're looking pretty good. This bike's actually had a pretty tough life before I got my hands on it. We haven't really rode it a lot. I have been keeping it cranked every now and then, just so things don't go bad, because when you let stuff sit, it really does go bad fast. So, you know, I crank it up, and when there's a kid that's small enough to ride it, but big enough to ride it at the same time, in the same sense, you know, that's what I'm doing, just to keep it running. I didn't want to wash it or anything. We're also going to be changing out all the plastic. I haven't 100% made up my mind yet whether I want to go back with the yellow signature color Cobra or I want to do the black plastic, or maybe even go a little more fancier if I do the heat treatment and the brushed aluminum on the frame to actually go with a clear plastic if it's possible. There's a few manufacturers I can talk to and see if that can even be done before I even decide to do that or not. So as far as the expansion chamber and the silencer goes, I'm really just gonna clean this bad boy up. There's not a lot wrong with it. I'm gonna try to heat it up and pump some air into it, pop these dents out a little bit, do a little bit of heat treatment on the weld, give it that really cool look. I love the expansion chamber of a two-stroke. There's nothing like it. When people see it, it's the first thing that sticks out. That's a two-stroke. The silencer, we're gonna pull it apart. We're gonna repack it. I can see where it's been oozing oil out of it for a while. I guarantee you it's due for a new packing by now. So I do feel like there's going to be a lot of brushed aluminum on this bike. I really love the look of brushed aluminum. I'm going to do brushed aluminum on the swing arm. I'm going to bring these brakes back to life. There's really nothing wrong with them. There's going to be a lot of parts that get reused because this is a budget build. It's not like over the top, dumping a lot of money in it. I'm not gonna juice it up. It's gonna be OEM. Well, like I said, a lot of brushed aluminum. We're going brushed aluminum on the rims. I know before in another video I was talking about maybe powder coating it, but I really threw that idea out the window. I do not want to powder coat the rims. I think the brushed aluminum rims look great. I think the first thing I'm gonna powder coat is these handlebars. They're not bad. There's nothing wrong with them, but I don't like the color of them. We might actually powder coat that. It'd be pretty cool. And really just throw new grips on it. You know, little odds and end things. The triple clamps, I don't know, I might do a powder coat on that as well. But like I said, I really like the brushed aluminum, and it really does look good in here. And I even think with the idea I have in my mind for these forks, I think it would really look better with brushed aluminum, but we'll see. That's in the future. This has also got the 50cc denim engine in it. Pull it off of here. I feel like it's spent enough time on there. We're gonna clean it up. We're gonna do a full rebuild. We're gonna rebuild the bottom end. We're gonna rebuild the top end. We're gonna clean this radiator up. We're gonna clean the carburetor up pretty good. So I'll tell you why I believe no one has done this bike on YouTube. So I'm gonna tell you my personal opinion on why I believe nobody has actually built this bike on YouTube. In the motocross world, I feel like it's a highly guarded secret. You know, they don't want to share their tips and their tricks on what they do to make these bikes perform. You know, like how they set their Cobra friction drive up, you know, the way they stack their washers for the clutch, you know, what they do with the suspension. You know, they don't say this bike comes with a flight suit for nothing. And that's really what it is. I think nobody wants to share their tips, their tricks, and the things they do when they're setting these bikes up. They're guarding that secret the best they can, because that's the advantage they have. This bike isn't built for a beginner rider. This is a competition bike. You know, you don't go for Christmas and you don't go buy a Cobra. You go buy something like a CRF 50, a TTR 50, a PW 50. This bike right here is for a child with advanced skills. Usually you see kids, you know, between 4, 7, maybe 8 at the max. That's the age range that this bike's targeted at. But you just don't throw a child that age on a bike like this, because it's just not designed for them. This is a bike with someone who has experience. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up on today's video. I really appreciate you stopping by, checking me out, watching my video. If you like the content you saw, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be up to date with all my videos coming up. just a little teaser. The next video is all about what's the first thing I should do when I start my bike build. Have a good evening.